We have teamed up with our friends at Astronomy Magazine to bring you the opposition of Mars live. Mars, the red planet. You would probably think that we'd know all there is to know about our planetary neighbour. But new discoveries are being made virtually every week from the various Mars missions currently underway.
Usually the closest approach is within a day of the opposition. Mars has a greater difference than all the others. Part of it is its nearness to us, but the main thing is its eccentric orbit.
The two planets are currently getting closer and closer all week at a rate of around 300 kilometers per minute. That's 186 miles per minute. That means that by the end of this show, we're going to be 5,600 miles closer to Mars.
Now, the Martian oppositions are 26 months apart, and an opposition can just be pictured as Earth is going around the sun. And let's just consider planets outside of our orbit. In other words, the superior planets, the planets that all travel more slowly than we do and have longer paths around the sun. So that means Earth calls the shots. We go around the sun once. The planet, meanwhile, has moved on somewhat. And then we have to travel somewhat more to reach that lineup where we're in between the planet and the sun. That's what an opposition is. It's got these two little moons, one of which, Phobos, goes around in only 8 hours. Its moon, I'm rounding off, 8 hours, and then the second moon, Deimos, a little bit over 30 hours, but these are very fast satellites.
So what are your thoughts on whether or not Mars ever harbored life? We seem to be in eternal hope almost. Scientists seem to be in eternal hope that they're going to discover some kind of fossilized evidence of life. Well, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, maybe, there was water there. There still is ice there. There may be subsurface water to this day. And so far as we know, life always requires water. So it's still possible.
The way the Greeks and Romans viewed Mars highlights the differences between their two cultures. Bet you didn't know that a planet so far away could offer insight into cultures right here on Earth. In Rome, Mars, with his new name, was second in importance only to Jupiter, the Roman version of Zeus, who, no matter the mythology, was always the king of the gods. Anyway, Mars represented the perfect soldier. He was a guardian of the Roman people, specifically of the Roman legion, and their crops in the seasons when growing food was more important than waging war. The planet Mars throughout human history has always been associated with war and death, and with various deities associated with those things. From the earliest civilizations of Sumeria and Babylon to the early people of India to the Greeks and finally the Romans, each of these cultures has associated the red planet, which they saw as a star, with the same characteristics. Now, likely this is because of its red color, and perhaps because it's far less constant than the stars around it, because it's a planet, it's constantly moving. Whatever the reason, I think it's safe to say that it really is fascinating that it wasn't just one culture that looked up on this shining red dot in the sky and thought this way, but that cultures much older and in different places in the world did the exact same thing.